Hello everybody, it's the Smirk and this is my Sexy Invader series. What I got for you is a Carthage Shuttle build, light crossbow offhand, crimson shield, blood red skin, blood red Easterners armor. You can mess around if you want the Pyromancer's hood or if you want to mess around and put on the Archdeacon hat. I don't care. They both look sexy, they look great. As you can see, I'm fully color coordinated. I prefer the hood. I just think it looks a little bit more, I don't know, dark and mysterious. So that's my preference. Here's the numbers. 40 dex using the, actually no, not using the any rings, just 40 dex, 34 health and vigor. That's just using prisoner's chains for that. I also got Ring of Favor, +3 on this build. Hornet's ring. The other ring could be obscuring ring. It could be Ring of Steel Protect +3. If you want to look sexy, usually what I do is come in with the untrue dark ring, so that way I can show off my cool color coordination, and then from there, if I find myself in a gank situation where defense is becoming more important than looking sexy, then I'll just go ahead and swap that out for a Ring of Steel Protect +3 or whatever. Personally, I like to be able to tank lots of hits because you generally will get ganked a lot when you're an invader, and you can't avoid getting hit by multiple hits sometimes. So that's just how I roll. Watch me kill these motherfuckers. So first up, I had this little two-man team. They're pretty new. You could tell that they just have very bad strategies. They're using bad weapons. So they're clearly not reading the Wikipedias. They're clearly, not try-harding. This kid throws out an Undead Hunter Charm, even though I haven't even tried to heal once, and he's only landed a couple shield bashes while he's healing 3 or 4 times in my face. Either way, never healed, still got him. Very next invasion was this kid, solo katana player. He was not having a good time. Did a lot of punishing on him. He drinks pretty much all of his Estus, most of his Estus down here. Before I even take one drink, I don't think. So yeah, he's got 2 drinks right now. Like I said, when it comes to playing Curved Sword, it doesn't matter whether it's the Shotel, Demon Scar, Pawn of Curved Sword, or whatever. You pretty much have an advantage almost over every weapon in the game. It's just a high level weapon. It's fast. It's got good range, good roll catches. Either way, this build is super strong. Again, I haven't even healed once yet. This kid, I think, is healed, I don't know, 4 times, 3, 4 times, maybe 5. So we go here, he heals. I finally healed for my first time. He just stayed there, and it was so funny. You should have seen him when I healed. He just kind of stood there for a second. Then he goes like this, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I didn't actually expect to necessarily get this parry, but then I got it, and I was so happy, and I did the switch, but I didn't notice that it kind of knocked him off center, so I didn't get the repost, so I thought that was kind of funny. I slowed it down and showed you guys that, but yeah, I just had this kid's number. He just really had nothing for me, which is, not uncommon when you invade a solo host. I find that basically, if I'm an invader and I invade a solo host, if I don't win that fight, there's something seriously wrong. And it's because normally most of my invaders have already gone through, beaten most of the game, gotten all the best rings, and the solo host is still trying to get to those areas to get that good stuff. So it's usually pretty mismatched fights against solo host. But that being said, like I said, a lot of people complain about invading so hard in this game, and it's really not. Especially if you get a solo host, it's actually way easier to be to be an invader than probably anything in the game. So I don't know. There's seems to be in the Dark Souls community, invaders can do no wrong. Doesn't matter how shitty of a human being you are as an invader. When it comes to YouTube or streaming or whatever, those streamers can do absolutely nothing wrong. They can totally twink out, they can do whatever, and a lot of people will talk shit, but for whatever reason, they will still have way more fans than not. So that being said, I like to, in my thing, I try to add challenges to the game that aren't necessary. You know what I mean? Like, I've beaten enough people using try hard gear, 1v1 duels. I don't need to go and try that hard anymore. So that's why I do play lesser known weapons here and there. That's why I do try to play, you know, I mean, I haven't seen anybody play a Carthage Shotl, seriously play a Carthage Shotl in this game in probably like 9 months. So, you know, I'm trying to use weapons, even if it is a top tier moveset weapon. At least it's a weapon that not everybody's playing, and it just gives a different look to somebody's, you know, whatever. So this kid here I was fighting, he was, I was toying with him. I was going bare fist, trying to just practice my roll backstabs because I'm not very good at those. And after a while, I just missed enough of them that he took up like literally every bit of my healing. And so once I ran out of my healing, I decided I was just going to duel him with my full try hard Carthage Shotl. And as you can see here, I only had this you know, little bit of health for the vast majority of this fight. This kid, you know, so what I showed, I didn't have any more heals, so you can count how many times he heals when I only have 1 bar of health, and you can see how long I actually, you know, last with this half bar right here. I thought I was gonna die right there, but nope. Luckily, I get out, punish him for getting greedy. I should have just followed up the running R1 because he was still been stamina dumped. I don't think he would have been able to punish me. But I'm playing a little super careful. That's all this is right now, is playing super careful. You know, like I've already played really recklessly, going for all those roll back stabs with my bare fist, kind of toying with my food, and I barely eke out this win. That's what you don't be a jerk. Don't toy with people because you're gonna end up dying. This whole invasion made me laugh. This was great. So this kid gets knocked down from this you know, thing. He had a lot of poise because I did not think he was going to. Get drop attack here, but that's fine. So they immediately, what do? Look start climbing up the ladder. Oh my god, kid, I would just literally knocked you down. So looks like I'm not going to be able to get the host right here, but the other guy goes for it. So I'm like, okay, so now I know the other kid's going to try to get the drop attack again. I'm expecting that, but that's okay. I feel like I'm going to get this kid killed anyways, and it'll be worth it just to kill a high-level phantom and we get him. So the host, late with another drop attack, goes ahead. I mess this up right here. I start, you know, spamming these throwing knives, but they're not the right knives. They're the big ones. It's okay. They still do really good damage on them, but it doesn't get the knockdown. So that was a little bit disappointing. So I have to go and chase this kid, and this kid just runs, and I have no clue what he was thinking. So he comes over here. I have a little bit of lag spike right there. Maybe, I don't know, he was trying to summon somebody. I think that's what he was trying to do, was summon somebody right there. And there was like you know, he couldn't summon the person and they were timed out or something. So the kid goes, he runs up this ladder. I get a couple hits on here, try to get him with a couple knives again. Don't get him to fall off the ladder. That's okay. I was actually just trying to do damage, as much damage. So I was throwing those kukris, did about 220 damage to him. Yep. And then but then he runs back down here. I get the jump attack right here. He just makes some really bad decisions for himself. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking. Right there, now he's emoting. I have no patience for this. You know, like, you're running away. I don't understand. Why don't you just stand and fight? But the kid just keeps running away, drinking, running away. Gets this gargoyle all exercise. Like, we could have fought up there where we were protected in that arena area, but no. Instead, he decides to, I don't know, make a run for it into this one area where there's like this one big powerful enemy. Either way, it doesn't matter. The kid was gonna die. Like I said, I with this build as a level 70, you can kind of see the different areas that you can invade. Lothric Castle is probably where I prefer to invade. I usually go to the very first bonfire and invade there. You get a lot of people coming in. I generally let people kill their Lothric Knights, you know, and get to that first bonfire before I, like, you know, pester them. I don't try to gank them in that, you know, where the buff Lothric Knights are and stuff like that. But if they do have a gank squad, I will fight them in those areas. But if it's like a solo host, I usually let them get their bonfire. Right here, this was like a crazy freaking 4v1 right here. As you can see, I used up all my Estus. I'm just barely surviving. I get a blue killed from the Axeman right there kills one of my blues. I get some healing back. Am buff from the one dude, from one of those other clerics from earlier, and so the crossbow guy here is not my friend. So I come over here, I go for the backstab. The kid goes for a late parry. Obviously, he misses it, gets punished. I was going for the backstab. He goes for these R1s, catches me in the back for some pretty decent damage there. I block the second one, parry, boom, and boom! Oh, the crossbow guy. Thanks a lot, buddy. Don't get the repost. Missed that. That's fine. So this kid right here does something that like almost nobody else does. Okay, so he stands and he bangs. He doesn't panic. I hold off on my attack right there because I thought he was gonna parry, but then he does his R1 spam, and then I try to run around. I thought I was gonna run around and punish, try to get a backstab, but I flub the timing up completely, and he gets a parry, and good GG on him. So I wanted to go ahead and show that I'm not perfect. Thought I was going to get the backstab there. This is just, those chaos vestiges. If there's one thing that I do not like in this, there's one spell in this game I do not like, it is chaos vestiges when it comes to, being an invader and dealing with gank squads. Get this clutch parry right here. This kid's got no health. He's Donzo. GG, buddy. His phantom just still just very angry. A lot of very angry phantoms here today, helping out their buddy. This guy's got no health. I don't know. He's just standing there, thinks he's just gonna get a walk-up parry. I don't know what he was drinking. His buddy comes in, day late, dollar short, just full weapon art spam. Yeah. Either way, too late, buddy. This guy actually, I cut out the first half of our duel because it was a really long duel and this video was getting a little too long. But this guy actually was a really good fight. He really kind of put the hurt on me early. As you can see, I only have 3 Estus, so I've already drank 4 Estus at this point. We've had a pretty long duel. But I just went ahead and he just did work with those Cestus with that buff, man. Those damages he was laying out was really good. He was using Perseverance just very intelligently, and it's really hard for me to play super passive, and that's what you kind of have to do against his build. Some people, hey, got to get that robe of prayer set right there. That's a very important set in the game, especially when you're a poised Cestus build. I have no idea what he was thinking right there, but either way, GG, buddy. Yeah, not much to say about this build. It's a curved sword build, so if you've ever played curved swords, this does fantastic damage. It's the coolest looking curved sword, other than maybe the Demon Scar. But Demon Scar at level 70 is kind of a tough build to get away with. So I would recommend, if you like curved swords, you want to invade in Lothric, you want to sign up as a Aldrich. And then run invasions in Lothric Castle, or the Osiris's Garden. You can get invasions there. You can also get good invasions at Dragon's Peak with this level 70. These are level 70 plus 7, so you can get these invasions all over in those places. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Smirk.